Right, good morning, Year 4. I'm just going to teach you how to do your 5 a day. So a little bit of a recap on some knowledge you'll need to answer today's 5 a day. So hopefully you're watching this before you do your 5 a day. Right, so there's a few different things that I'm going to go over, as you can see on the page already. So first things first is we're going to talk about what all of these shapes up in the corner, what they all mean. Okay. So this one here, I know it's not drawn completely accurately, but when you have a square with lots of lines either way, then that equals 100. Okay. When you have a stick like this one here, that equals 10. And if you actually looked at it really closely, you'd be able to count 10 different squares in there. And this single one on its own is 1. Okay, you'll need that for the first 2 questions on your 5 a day. Right, another thing you'll need to know is when it says answer in numerals and answer in words, what does that mean? So hopefully, you know, numerals means in numbers, okay? So if I said, give me the number 200 in numerals, you would write it like this, okay? If I said, give me the number 200 in words, you would write it like this. Okay, so you'll need that for the first question because it asks you to write down what a number is in numerals and in words. Right, the next thing we're going to look at is a whole part model. So for this, we need to use our place value knowledge of how to split a number into its all different place values. So quite nice and easy. We'll go through each number at a time. So this 2 here, that is simply 2 because that is in the ones column. This one is in the tens column, so that means 20. And this one here is in the hundreds column, so that is 200. Okay, so that is how you'd split it in a whole part model. Okay, if it was then asking you to write it in an expanded form, that would be to use what you've done here on the whole part model and to make that into a sum. So 200 plus 20 plus 2. Okay, and that is called expanded form because you're taking a number and you're breaking it down into its place values and showing that as a sum. So it's expanded, you're making it bigger by showing it split into its place values. Our final thing I'm going to go over is number lines. I know some people struggled with this quite a lot when we did it in class. So the first thing you need to do when you're looking at a number line is you're going to work out what each point is. Okay, and the way to do that is you need to count how many points there are, and you need to look at what is at each end. Okay, so we'll count how many points there are first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it goes to 10. And then we need to look at our numbers of either side. So we've got 100 to 200. So we know that our numbers are going to be between 100 and 200. And the difference between those numbers, very easy to work out. 200, take away 100, and the answer is 100. Okay, so as we've got 10 points in between, we know what we need to do is we need to do 100 divided by 10, and that's what each point is going to be. Okay, 100 divided by 10, we now need to move it along the place value, so it equals 10. We're moving it that way on our place value. Okay, so it equals 10. So each one of these points is 10 more than the one before it. Okay, so this one's going to be 110, 120, 130, okay, and so on, until you get to 200. So some of the questions are going to ask you something like, what is this number here? And it's just going to have an arrow. So you need to do all of that working out, so you can work out what all of the points are to get to that answer. You can work backwards if you know that each one is 10, and that is your end one. So you need to take away 10 and then take away 10 more. So we know that that is 180. Okay, I know it's a little bit tricky, but you just need to practice number lines because they are something we carry on using further and further on in school with our maths, and they are actually quite helpful. So I hope that's been helpful, guys. I will give you the answers in a video after you've attempted your 5 a day, which is on your assignment. Good luck, and I'll talk to you soon.